Greetings, this is Vane and welcome to a new Let's Play for this channel. This is Avernum 2, the second game in the Avernum series by Spiderweb Software. I enjoyed the last one. Unlike the previous one in Avernum, I haven't spent much time playing with this, so this will be largely blind. But it plays very much the same way as Avernum did, so it shouldn't be too much of a learning curve. It gives us a chance to explore the story. Okay. Now, what's interesting is we now have races, which was an improvement over Avernum, where elder characters were human. Now, what's interesting is this is the starting party, and they've made a rebel a slith or slithsaray. I think it's slithsaray if I want the lizard race, and yet their bonuses make them better off suited as soldiers. So I'm just going to change them. Okay, and you see that we've got, there you go, Sesha. Let's change the name, pick a new name. We can't have Byron. Sesha. And we'll give a new name for you. Collect it. There you go. Yeah, because basically the Nifil or the Nephilim, the cat race, are actually better suited as rebels and rogues. So yeah, humans don't have any special traits, so we'll keep them as they are. Going to stick it to easy so that we can focus more on the story and exploration and on anything else. And let's go. This game is text heavy, so I'll be doing a lot of reading. So always fun with these games. Enjoy the sound of my voice a lot. Okay. Avernum is the underworld. It is a series of hundreds of miles of caves far below the surface of the world. The land is kept alive and fruitful by powerful magic and the heat and energy of natural steam vents and hot springs. Avernum is also a nation. It is a land of people exiled from the surface world. The surface is ruled by the Empire, an all-powerful nation who disposed of unwanted people by banishing them to Avernum. They formed a new nation, far from the eyes of the Empire. Some, however, were not satisfied with safety and peace. They wished vengeance. Adventurers, aided by the Archmage Erica, slew Hawthorne, cruel leader of the Empire. The Empire was stunned. They realized that there was a den of vipers threatening their sole control of the globe. They had no other possible response. They invaded. Okay, brief backstory. Basically, we played the party that assassinated Hawthorne in Avernum 1. That was one of the goals. Okay. The power of the Empire completely dwarfed that of the Avernites, but it had great difficulty teleporting troops to the underworld. They arrogantly thought that Avernum could be subdued with a few hundred elite Empire troops. They were wrong. The first few hundred soldiers sent down had great success at first, but after the surprise wore off, they found out that the Avernites were brave warriors with powerful magicians on their side. In addition, they had advantage of familiarity. They were used to living and fighting in caves. The Empire wasn't. The Empire soldiers were fought to a bloody standstill. The Empire sent more troops down, but the brave army of Avernum kept them at bay. The Empire grew frustrated and angry, and then it turned to terror and atrocity, and, slowly, it ground away at Avernum's defensive. Little by little, cave by cave, it won victories against Avernum. Then, when things looked like they couldn't get any worse, a new disaster occurred. Magical barriers appeared all over Avernum, splitting it into small sections and blocking the roads. Communication was difficult and carrying supplies was impossible. Nobody knew who made these barriers. Maybe the Empire made them, or maybe not. Just as the barriers appeared, you arrived at your first posting. You have just joined the army of Avernum, eager to join the good fight. Your dreams of heroism were short-lived. You were, much to your disappointment, sent to Fort Ganrick, a tiny outpost in the far northeast corner of Avernum. You dream of great battles, of great victories, of doing the deeds which turn the tide and save your homeland. Instead, you are supposed to report to Captain Vindicant and learn about some tiny uprising in some unimportant caverns. Your dreams of heroism are dim now. It is hard to imagine anything that could happen which would enable you to strike a mighty blow against the Empire. Okay. Instant help. Welcome to Avernum 2. Yada 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 yada. Pretty much everything we know before. So I'm going to be able to skip a lot of the tutorial reading. Like this. Okay. So there's us. We have Sasha, Clickchits, Teresa and Mycroft. Hopefully that's not too loud. Fortunately it's not that much in the way of volume control. This is a very old game. It's sort of 2000, which makes it relatively newer to some of the games we've been playing before, like Might and Magic 1. But okay, got a map. Let's have a look at how we are doing. Thank you. This is the information screen. It is exactly the same as it was before. Let's see. Since you are a soldier in Avernum, you have soldier clearance. That means you are allowed to enter any Avernum fortresses at will. Okay. So basically, same as it is pretty much what we're used to from Avernum 1. Uses the same engine. Okay. Destroy mysterious barriers. The northeast has been cut off from the rest of Avernum by mysterious magical barriers. It is vital to the health of Avernum that these barriers be brought down quickly. Okay. So Teresa, pre-spells. What have we got? Standard starting spells. Don't think there's anything new here. Move mountings. Okay. That's a kind of, well, I don't know what that is. This spell reduces to rubble all fragile walls near the caster. Okay. Cloud of Blades. Don't remember that one. Surrounds a target with a cloud of soul invasion, which takes some time to fade away. At higher levels, this ability affects additional targets. Okay. Mage spells. What have we got on the mage spells? Doors create far sight. Capture soul. Attempts to store a copy of the target creature into your soul crystal. You can then make copies of this creature with the spell Simulacrum. Okay. It creates a copy of one of the creatures in your soul crystal. The more powerful the creature, the shorter the duration of the spell. The higher levels the creature stays longer, so they're new. Okay. So, this is us. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, so first off, we're in Fort Ganrick. You've just opened the door, yep. Scrawny man wearing robes of an apprentice mage is reclining on the bed. He seems to have a headache. I'm Ian. Who are you? He looks you over. Oh, adventurers. Go away. What's wrong with adventurers? You're here to help against the Nephilim, right? I thought so. Well, go and run off and do something. There's a good chap. My head hurts. A headache? Yes, from my journey. Wake me if we get attacked. Perhaps you should be defending this fort a bit more aggressively. He's getting angry. Look, I've had a hard trip and I shouldn't be here anyway. I'm supposed to help in an attack and I will. Until then, leave me alone. Journey? Where from? From the tower. What tower? He moans angrily and grips his head tightly in his hands. From the Tower of Magi. Perhaps you've heard of it. A place where Magi can learn and grow and gain power, having to fight kitties and sliffs and whatever. It's far to the south. Too far. Now will you go away? Will you please go away? He rolls over on his bed and grumbles at you obscenely. Sliffs? Yes, the Sliff Sericate, the lizard people. You haven't forgotten them, have you? There's still some around here. The nasty kind. As vicious as ever. Finally tired of you, he shuts his eyes and pretends to sleep. The conversation ends. Okay, let's have a look, see what we've got. You know magic? Do you know how to bring down the magical barriers? Of course not. If I did, I wouldn't be stuck here. I saw them appear. They blocked the passage south of where I was camped. A little further south and I would have died in my sleep. I have no idea what to do about them. He stopped speaking. The act of speech is making his headache much worse. What are you doing back here? Go away. I have a headache. Okay. Avernum 2 save. Where are we putting you? Save game, Control S. Yep. Here we go. You read the sign. The sign says guest quarters. Okay. You read the sign. A brass plaque says captain's office. The small woman wears the insignia of a captain, not to mention two long, vicious-looking rapiers. She grants you a short, sharp bow. Cecil Vindicant. Captain Vindicant to you. Welcome to Fort Ganrick. I am glad you have arrived safely. What is it you do here? I'm trying to help this fort get established. That's why you were sent here. There's a Nephilim outpost to the east, very hostile, needs to be dealt with. What would you like us to do? New quest, yep. Before the Empire attacked, this was a peaceful mining area. Then the Nephilim snuck up here, wiped out the miners and got established. Now we're to hold them until we can root them out. We have a Nephil in our group. Will that be a problem? He shrugs. Anyone who wants to pick up a sword and defend Avernum is fine with me. What can you tell us about the Nephilim? They're trying to get settled in. We're trying to catch up with their strength. They're ahead, but we're catching up. Hopefully you can snuff them out before they attack. Find and kill their chief. He's a nasty Nephilim. Do that, and that should blunt their spears enough for us to deal with them. Are you sure they will attack you? Yes, they've made raids in the past. We're worried they'll attack this fort in the near future. Small sorties we can handle, but we're not ready for a pitched battle yet. She thinks, if we do get attacked, we'll need your help. Be sure to use the armory. Where is the armory? You can find supplies in the rooms to the east. Help yourself. We won't send you into the jaws of doom empty-handed. We don't have much to offer, I'm afraid. Little more than stone weapons, but Formello sends up something. Until Formello sends up. We passed Formello on the way up here. Tell us about it. She sighs. Formello's the biggest town in these parts. It's where I grew up. It's a ways to the southeast. I've been all over, and Formello is the nicest place in Avernum by far. She sighs again. Of course, that's not saying much. One moment, can I trouble you with another question? Has there been much Empire activity up here? She grimaces. They haven't attacked up here much, but more than enough, let me tell you. The Nephilim only made things worse. How is the war against the Empire going? Badly. I don't know many of the specifics. Been out here for a while, but definitely badly. Okay, so we've got a new quest. Let's have a look. Slay Nephilim Chieftain. Captain Vindicant in Fort Ganrick told you to destroy the Nephilim Chieftain. He lives in a fortress to the northeast. To the east, okay. Not yours, that means we can't stay without it stealing, so we're not going to bother with that. There is a large journal sitting on this pedestal. The cover announced it to be the memoirs of Vindicant, officer of the Avernum army. Though this is someone's private journal, its public placement seems to be inviting you to peruse it. Read the captain's journal. The journal describes the career of Captain Vindicant in the Avernum army, a career that began about 8 years ago. It's a long, tedious work, painstakingly scratched out on crude Avernum litching paper. However, 2 recent passionate entries written after the beginning of the Empire War catch your eyes. The first entry. I am surrounded by fools. No, not fools. Smart people, driven to foolishness by their fear. Yes, we fight the Empire in all its might, but this is a war that can be won. Think of it. They have soldiers in hundreds of thousands, but they can only send them down here a handful at a time. The mighty Empire forced to fight us on a one-to-one basis. What is more, we are familiar with the caverns, and they are not. We are on the defensive. with all the advantages that come with that position. And best of all, we have the strength that comes from knowing that one is on the side of right. Yes, this will be a long, cruel war, but we should not give it up, whatever comes. Of course, if the Empire did ever develop a way to transport massive numbers of soldiers into Avernum, well, that would be a different, shorter story. Even if we did have an escape route to the surface, we would have to seal it. Ironic. Now, we know there is an escape route to the surface. We found it in the first game. Second entry, some weeks later. Victory. Our first victory against the enemy. Oh, but had I been there to see it as opposed to in this remote and unimportant outpost. We defeated them, not with strength or training, but with guile. A dozen or so of our soldiers led 400 of them down a side gully in the west of Fort Remote. Then our majors sealed the tunnel at both ends. A large Empire force, dead in a moment, without a single loss. True, this is but a single victory in a long chain of setbacks. Still, we have proven one thing. They are human, and like all humans, they can die. And if it takes a little help to achieve that end, well, it's not like we have anything better to do. Okay. This door is locked. We haven't got to pick the lock. Just see if we can bash the door down. Which normally doesn't work for us, but nope. Oh, well, apparently it does. Just we took some damage, so we won't be doing that in future. That still works the same. And all that for a cloak. Okay. Storerooms. We take the food because we need to rest, and in resting we will use up food. Iron javelin. In the east wall of this storeroom you find a carefully concealed escape doors. You notice because it's been left open a crack. Hopefully none of the Nephilim will find it. Okay. You found a section of wall which slides away. Beyond is a small dusty tunnel. It looks like they started to build an extra wing of the fort and then abandoned it. A few extra supplies were stuck back here and forgotten. Dust covers everything. Welcome to Fort Ganrick. Cheap wine. You won't steal your wine. I won't steal his flagon either. Gridley, you meet a harried, balding man. He doesn't want to slow down to talk to you. I'm Gridley, he mutters, and I don't have much time to chat. What is your job here? I'm the quartermaster for Fort Ganrick, and I need help. Since you give out supplies, you can give us stuff, right? Oh, you need things, do you? Ask Cecile, the captain, about supplies. She'll tell you what you can have. It won't be much. What does a quartermaster do? I keep track of supplies. Well, that's supposed to be my job, but I also cook and clean and hold the soldiers' hands, and I try to get everything in shape before we get attacked. I'm not secure about this. We were sent here to do some sort of mission. I could care less. Go see the captain. He points to the north. Okay. You read the sign. The sign says barracks. Porphyr, okay. The rank smell emanates from the narrow space behind the guest quarters. This must be where the fort keeps its trash before it gets thrown over the wall. Okay. As you reach the edge of the courtyard, terrified shouts echoes from all corners of the fort. You look round to try and figure out what the trouble isn't heard. A horde of Nephilim pours out of the storeroom to the northeast. You don't know how they managed to enter the fort, but it doesn't matter. They're here and in force. The soldiers soon recover from their surprise and move to attack. However, they may not be strong enough to repulse the assault. Several of them call for your help. Okay, so a leader of the Nephilim raid falls. You see a scroll fall out from a satchel at the creature's side. Might be interesting. Okay. We know how they got in there. There's a secret. Can't leave town while in combat mode. Okay. So end combat mode for now. See what we got here. Okay. See what we got. Short sword, iron spear. Nephilim map. Like that. Drake skin boots. Iron longsword, okay. Okay. How are you recovering from the surprise attack? Badly, but we'll manage. He shakes his head, disgusted with the whole situation. We found the cracked wall they were used to get in. It will be repaired soon. People are recovering from their wounds and we'll get reinforcements as soon as we can. Okay. So, gonna leave it here. This has been Vane doing Let's Play Avernum 2. I like the little 2 in there. This has been Vane doing Avernum 2. If you like what you're seeing here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, goodbye.